This is the lesson for the sine and cosine functions for 4.5a. There is also an additional video in Canvas that you can watch, but some of it goes into 4.5b. So you will get the handouts from the sub on the parent or the sine and cosine functions, but some of that will go into next week. All right, the sine. On the unit circle, we know our quadrantal positions. We have the ordered pairs where the y-coordinates are the sine function, and at 0 radians, the sine value is 0, and at pi over 2, it's 1. At pi, the y-coordinate is 0, and then at 3 pi over 2, that value is -1, and then we get back to 0. And this cycle of values, 0, 1, 0, -1, 0, repeats itself over and over again. And so what you need to know is that one cycle of the sine function is going to occur in 2 pi radians. So at 0, we're at 0. Then at pi over 2, I'm going to make 2 blocks equivalent to 1 unit. So at pi over 2, we're at 1 for the sine function. At pi, we're at 0. At 3 pi over 2, -1. And at 2 pi, we're back at 0. And we want to draw a smooth curve like that for our sine function. That is one cycle or period of the sine curve. And the domain, theoretically, this graph continues forever in both directions. So the domain would be -infinity to +infinity, or all reals. The range, because the graph goes back and forth between -1 and +1, we get all values for y between -1 and +1. The period is how many radians it takes for one complete cycle, which includes one peak and one valley, one high point, one low point. And the amplitude is the distance our peaks and valleys are from the x-axis. And distance is always positive, so at the highest and lowest point, we're 1 unit from the x-axis. So that is y equals sine x. I'm going to switch the color of my pen, and I'm going to go to the cosine function. So I thought I had the back side, but apparently I don't have the back side. So I'm going to write y equals cosine x here. And at 0 radians, the cosine is 1. And at pi over 2, it's 0. At pi, it's -1. At 3 pi over 2, 0. And at 2 pi, it's 1. And again, these are the ordered pairs at the quadrantal positions. So when I graph the cosine graph, at 0, I'm at 1. And then at pi over 2, I'm at 0. Then at pi, I'm at -1. 3 pi over 2, 0. And then at 2 pi, we are back at 1. And if I draw my curve here, that is giving you an idea of the cosine graph. And like the sine graph, it theoretically continues forever. I just graphed them both on the same coordinate plane. And you do it on front and back of your worksheet. But that is one cycle. And in the cosine graph, we go from peak, high point to high point. But you see you have half a peak on both ends of the cycle. And then you have an entire valley in the middle. As far as domain and range, all of these are the same. The domain is -infinity to +infinity. The range, -1 to +1. The period, 2 pi. And the amplitude 1. And the parent graph, I'm going to defer you. There is a video already in Canvas or there's the parent graphs already in Canvas. So I'm going to defer you to that, to look at that, as well as the other video. And I hope that helps you get a start on the idea of the sine and cosine graph, but watch the other video to get an understanding of amplitude. All right, have a good day.